Mini episode 1682 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1682, the weekly FDH football preview show. I'm FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with our fantasy and non-fantasy preview for week 14 of the 2023 NFL season, as well as a look at week 15 of the college football season. We start with our picks for the college football playoff. 1 Washington, 2 Michigan, 3 Alabama, 4 Texas. The next 4 in are 5 Georgia, 6 Florida State, 7 Ohio State, 8 Oregon. Under almost any circumstances, it would, could, and should be unimaginable to leave out an undefeated major conference champion, but the Seminoles minus Jordan Travis simply can't be considered one of the top 4 teams in the country. The last few weeks don't lie. We would slot Washington and Texas in the Rose Bowl, with Michigan and Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. For the non-playoff New Year's 6 games, here's how we lay it out. Cotton Bowl, Oklahoma versus Missouri. Peach Bowl, Mississippi versus Penn State. Orange Bowl, Georgia versus Florida State. Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State versus Liberty. For last week's college picks, we are 0-1, bringing us to 16-11-1 on the season. By the way, we're coming off a 25-15 season in 2022, so it's a combined 41-26-1 over that span. Here's what we've got this week. Army minus 2.5 over Navy. In the NFL, we're going for our 4th season since 2016 of being profitable, i.e. above 52.4%, picking every game of the season. Last week we were 11-2, 3-0 on the Big 3, and 1-0 on the lock. For the season, it's 101, 84-8, 20-18-1 on the Big 3, 5-8 on the lock. Our run on all games over the past 2 weeks of being 22-6-1, which was 78.6%, now lifted us to 54.6% after previously being unprofitable for the entire year. For that matter, since we started at 11-19-2 after 2 weeks, or 36.7%, it's been an incredible rally. Arizona and Washington are on the bye. Here's our picks for this week. New England plus 6 over Pittsburgh. Cleveland minus 3 over Jacksonville. LA Rams plus 7.5 over Baltimore. Houston minus 3.5 over the New York Jets. Indianapolis plus 1.5 over Cincinnati. New Orleans minus 5.5 over Carolina. Atlanta minus 2.5 over Tampa Bay. San Francisco minus 13.5 over Seattle. The LA Chargers minus 2.5 over Denver. Dallas minus 3.5 over Philadelphia. Miami minus 13.5 over Tennessee. And Green Bay minus 6.5 over the New York Giants. For our Big 3, it's Kansas City minus 1.5 over Buffalo and Minnesota minus 3 over Las Vegas. And in the 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 14, it's Detroit minus 3 over Chicago. Here's the top 10 in our power rankings for this week. 1 San Fran, 2 Philly, 3 Dallas, 4 Baltimore, 5 Miami, 6 KC, 7 Detroit, 8 Buffalo, 9 Jacksonville, 10 Houston. Here's our bottom 5. 28 New York Giants, 29 Chicago, 30 Washington, 31 New England, 32 Carolina. Now for our fantasy football segment. Remember, we strongly discourage fantasy overmanaging. You don't pull your top guys unless they're hurt or on a bye, period. Don't let the matchups or everything geeks tell you anything different. Here's our list of guys that you go with as long as you're confident that they'll be playing, keeping in mind that some won't be playing this week. QB, Josh Allen, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, and Tua. Running backs, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, and Jonathan Taylor. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle. Tight end, T.J. Hockenson, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. Remember, our Thursday night game picks and fantasy recommendations are up every week on our Twitter page at the FDH Lounge. Now, here's our non-gimme picks for the week. We like 7 QBs. Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Gardner Minshew, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, C.J. Stroud, and Russell Wilson. We like 14 running backs. Devon Achane, Jerome Ford, Jamar Gibbs, Alvin Kamara, Keaton Mitchell, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, Zach Moss, Tony Pollard, Devin Singletary, DeAndre Swift, Rashad White, Javonte Williams, and Kyron Williams. We like 14 wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk, Keenan Allen, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, Rashee Rice, Calvin Ridley, Deebo Samuel, Courtland Sutton, and Garrett Wilson. And we like 4 tight ends, Evan Engram, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Kincaid, and Sam Laporta. Thank you for joining us for this week's FDH Football Preview Show.